Hi guys, it's Nick with
Andrea.
we thought we'd make a video today because, well, firstly, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, Nick, you don't need any stock, and you said you weren't going to go and get any stock. But what did we do today?
We went to a jumble sale.
And it's your fault
It's
because
not my
I
fault.
was out last night with my brother-in-law in the pub, and I get a text, and what did it say? What?
It said there's a jumble sale tomorrow. Would you like to go?
That's her fault. So we went out today to a village about 10 miles away over near Ware, which is a town somewhere near us. Anyway, and we picked up a couple of boxes of stuff. It was quite a good jumble sale, got a variety of things. We'll show you a few things at the end. But we wanted to make this video because we encountered a man at the jumble sale. Do you want to explain the story?
A very horrible man. We were looking at a mincer, like a vintage mincer, and we didn't really have much of a clue about it, and we thought that it might be worth picking up. She wanted £4 for it, which was quite pricey. You know, everything else was like £1, 50p, that kind of thing. So we were umming and ahhing, weren't sure. So Nick starts looking it up on his phone, and you know, just to see whether it was worth doing. And this man comes along and says, "I'll give you £10 for it."
Yeah, well, this guy, Andrea was talking to the lady, still looking at this thing that was quite a nice object, wasn't it? But we were
Yeah,
and
it's a
and we
lovely
thought
thing.
at £4, we really don't need the stock. This was the other thing. We thought if it's worth good money, we'll grab it. Otherwise, I'm not too worried. And this guy was loitering behind me. I took a step back and I quickly punched in to eBay the make and put like meat grinder, whatever. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, this bloke goes, "I'll give you £10 for it." And by this point, I'd seen that they weren't worth much more than £10 anyway, and we weren't going to buy it. So I went, "Oh, there you go. You've got yourself a buyer at £10 here."
Yeah, take it.
And we started to sort of walk off. And then he goes, what did he start with? What did he say to start with?
He said, "Yeah, I'll give you £10 to stop them from buying it to make money on."
Yeah. And
And then he started just shouting at us and having a real go at us, and it was quite scary actually. It wasn't.
He was
It was
proper
a very,
shouting.
very unpleasant situation.
Well, he started saying, how rude are you to stand there looking things up? This is a charity event. And then the line he comes out with is, "You are taking money from a charity."
Yeah, and at that point I said, "We're not taking money from a charity. We're giving money to a charity. You know, we're very happy to pay the prices that are quoted. We're not trying to scam anyone. We're paying what's being asked.
We weren't haggling on any prices.
We're giving our money to charity. We're choosing to spend it and giving it to a charity. We're not taking anything from anybody."
And we bought a lot of stuff that I guarantee would have still been there at the end. Some of the stuff I picked up. We spent £20 or £30 there. And anyway, and then he said really loudly, "Yeah, you're eBay sellers. You're going to buy this to sell on eBay." And I said, what's the problem with that?
Yeah, what is the problem?
And then he just started shouting at me, and everyone was looking at us at this point, and we were like...
Yeah, it was really uncomfortable.
I sort of said to him, well, he started to walk off at this point, and I just said, "You are..." What did I say to him?
You're a very obnoxious man.
You're a very obnoxious man or something.
Yeah.
And he...
Offensive.
You're a very offensive man.
Offensive man.
And
Which he was.
We discussed this on the way. At that point, he just disappeared off, and we were just left there like, what the hell just happened? Feeling quite embarrassed because
really shaky.
People were looking at us
because we'd been shouted at.
But anyway, his argument that we were stealing from charity was ridiculous. Taking money from charity was how he put it, because we were just buying like everybody else, and I know there were loads of resellers there that were queued up.
Yeah, there was a woman that had a car full. She was absolutely rammed.
Yeah, she rammed her car full. She was a definite reseller. The place was crawling with resellers. Anyway, it's just because I happened to be on my phone. But we were discussing this on the way home, and he didn't know whether I was just looking up, you know, what they go for on eBay to see if it was worth me buying it there, to check do a bit of research.
At that point, the lady that was showing it to us was trying to decide whether all the bits were there. So we could have easily been looking to see, you know, what bits came with it. And,
we looked at it for a while, and there were lots of little parts, weren't we? And none of us could quite work out if it was complete anyway. So for all this guy knew, we were just doing a bit of research to find out if it was complete. And he just started this tirade.
Yeah, he was just really judgmental and just very unpleasant.
Mental, full stop, really.
Yeah.
But he was quite a kind of bit of an upper class twat kind of bloke,
Yeah.
wasn't he?
But the worst thing was that he made us feel as though what we do for a living is wrong, which it isn't. It's not wrong at all. What we do is not wrong in any way. We're just making an honest living, buying something that somebody doesn't want anymore and selling it to someone that would want it.
Yeah, and the charity, it was run by Isabel Hospice, which is a local hospice charity, and they have these jumble sales quite regularly. We're going to go to these quite often, actually, from now on. And they were naming their price, and we, like everyone else there, was paying it. So if we didn't buy this stuff, they would have got the same money from someone else if they managed to sell it anyway. It was just a ridiculous argument.
Yeah, it was.
And we don't think he was part of the organisation. He was just another punter.
He was just,
And it was just the weirdest thing. But anyway, we bought a load of stuff, quite a lot of bulky stuff. Like I need more bulky stuff. But we thought we'd show you a few bits just to lighten the mood. Firstly, I want to show this. Andrea picked this up. It's a vintage 1980s, isn't it?
Yeah.
87.
1987 Mothercare.
And it's like a kiddie's wind-up musical box. But we're not sure if it's meant to play a tune, because all it does is this. Mind you, that does sound a bit like a tune.
It sounds...
If anyone knows if it's meant to play more notes than that, because that's all we can get out of it. No, it's only going ding dong ding dong. Anyway, does that sound right to you guys? I'm not sure.
We weren't sure, but I really liked it. It's a little bit dented, but yeah.
That's the sort of thing
lovely little vintage
might go well on Etsy.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Speaking of Etsy, you've sold a few ponies on Etsy recently, haven't you?
I sold one.
I thought you sold two now.
No,
Oh, was that only the one? Okay, one pony on Etsy. Speaking of which, we picked up another pony. Needs slight attention.
Yeah, it needs a little bit of attention. Needs to go to the salon of Andrea.
And that's a fairly modern one. But you've been getting up to about £7 on these ones, haven't you, recently? So there was that. You found that. Actually, that was in a charity shop later, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was only 50p in a charity shop.
Another pickup that Andrea had. You went for the smaller stuff today, really, didn't you?
Yeah.
Apart from that big guy down there. There's this that was quite interesting. How much did you pay on this one?
That was, well, I bought 3 things and she asked for £1 for it, so 30p odd.
About 30 odd p. Yeah. And yeah, this isn't bad. It's new on its card. I've seen the top end of this make. It's a map measure, by the way. You roll it on the map and it tells you how many kilometres or miles the distance is. Might get sort of £7 or £8 for that, potentially. It's funny, I went to a store and saw these inks and I looked at the dates on them. This one is this year. It's out of date, but only just. And I've sold some recently for good money. And I also looked at this one, which is 2013, and I thought, man, maybe that's a bit old. And then you came around and bought it anyway. So we ended up with both. So we've got one that's only just out of date, Hewlett-Packard, and a similar one that's a few years older, which we'll have a go at shifting anyway. So there's those. I picked up some weights. I've done well with little brass kitchen weights, and these looked interesting. They wanted £5 for these, which I thought it was worth a punt. There's these 3 which are slightly different. So you've got 4 ounces, 8 ounces and £1. And then these which are slightly different, £1, £2 and £4. And then a really nice big old cast iron £7 one. I've seen these selling between sort of 15 and 20. No maker's name on it. These are quite nice. I think it's these ones. They have GR on. I don't know what the GR stands for. I don't know if you can see it in there. Whether that's a post office thing or what. But so yeah, I took a punt on those for £5. I think I did quite well on those. And then you saw this guy.
Yeah.
He's a big one.
It's a huge la-la.
It's a huge la. Now, isn't la-la your name at Guides?
No, I'm Dipsy.
Oh, you're Dipsy.
Yeah,
Dipsy.
it's
If
quite
that
fitting.
may not make sense to anyone actually, Andrea helps out. Well, you run basically the Girl Guide group.
Yeah.
But they all have the leaders all have nicknames, and they're all named after Teletubbies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was only 20p.
Was he 20p?
20p.
That's epic. It's the
So
biggest one ever.
He does need a little bit of a clean.
Yeah. Is
But,
he is he labelled? Is he genuine? Yeah.
Yeah.
Tommy is a Tommy official Teletubbies. That's not going to show up. So he was funky. Yeah, and we got a couple of boxes and bags full of other stuff that we didn't bring in, so we're not going to show. So yeah, anyway, I hope you enjoyed that. Still not quite over that obnoxious man.
No. So, yeah, I mean, if you've ever had any situations where you've been publicly almost humiliated because of what you do for a living, then, you know, put it in the comments.
Yeah,
We'd like to hear about it.
Definitely. Share your stories below if you've been, you know, somebody's had a go at you for what you do because they found out you're a reseller. Because yeah, I've never had it that blatant and so aggressive. He was really in my face.
Aggressive. It was nasty.
And I still don't really get his argument. Anyway, we've been through all of that. Anyway, hope you enjoyed that, guys. Please give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't checked it out already, I uploaded a video which is 5 truths and a lie. Yeah, really enjoyed doing that. Check that one out and see if you can guess which of my stories is a lie. Until next time, bye for now. Hi guys, how you doing? It's Nick with
Andrea.
And we thought we'd make a video today because we had a bit of a, how would you describe it?
We went to a Jumble sale.
Yeah, but we had a bit of an event, a thing. What we're going to talk about?
Oh, okay. Right, better stop it now.